Okay, we ready? Well, good morning. I hope you're doing well. We are back in Enshrouded, and as you can see, work has finally begun on the main house of the base. We have finally learned how to make the walls that we needed. So, we go up here, we see our roof blocks, which we already knew how to make. We just needed the clay for it. And here it is, the half timbered block. And it did not take nearly the type of materials I thought it would. Just clay and wood logs. So, yay. Let's take a quick look at what I've done with this so far. As you can see, I have cleaned up all the roof. I have filled in all of the walls, except for this stone wall, which we don't know how to make this yet. So we still got a couple of holes in it, but it's looking a ton better. Go up here. You can see the roof is completely filled in. Looking good. Oh, yeah, okay. For a second there, I thought I'd missed something, but no. There's an extra gable here. I forgot. And of course, we have our garden. Got a lot of medicinal flowers growing here. Over here, we got our beets and mushrooms. And down in here, I have the flax for making linen, some berries, and just some plants for fiber and twigs, which I'll go ahead and gather now. We desperately needed more of both. So rather than try to remember to grab every little bit out in the world and hopefully don't need my bag space for something else, I went ahead and just planted a bunch. It was a lot easier that way. Of course, in order to get the recipe for that block, Gus and I did have to go on a little bit of an adventure. So, I got some footage of that, and well, enjoy. Our adventure began in the town of Willow Crush, once a thriving settlement, but it got corrupted and twisted by elixir, and now the only thing left are scavengers and dark secrets. The town's underground crypt was filled with the elixir-infused remains of the town's residents, some of them who had been, or perhaps participated in, horrible experiments on other residents. Once we had sent the residents off to their final rest, we got down to the bottom to find a crypt with some pretty decent gear in it. Still, Willow Crush was only a passing through point on our way to our destination, so after getting everything we could, we fought our way through scavengers and rats and left the town behind, along with its secrets. We were on a mission with two main goals. The first, to get the hand spindle so we could make linen, and the second, to track down those building blocks. Along the way, we ran into more proof of the elixir's twisted powers as we had to fight our way through animated mushroom-type creatures mindlessly intent on destroying us before we destroyed them. Not only did these creatures seem to have the power of the Shroud, but they emitted it in a spore-like fashion typical of mushrooms. Our kill had apparently drawn an audience, so we had to fight our way through a couple more. As night fell, that wasn't the only audience we attracted. And at one point, we got a little overwhelmed. Fortunately, I'm a healer. Eventually, we stumbled into a small encampment the carpenter had told us about. Now, we just had to find what we had come here for. Ah, a new lore page. What a hovel, I thought. Bunch of bandits, rotten crooks, and half-wits, itching to shank another over a game of cards. The crew is rowdy, but a few days of digging in the mine mellow even the toughest of brigands. A single promise binds us together, elixir for all. I hope Samuth is a man of his word. Sounds like such a lovely individual. But we had found one of the things we were looking for. We had the half-timbered blocks. With one goal down and daylight finally arriving, it was time to continue on our search for the spindle. Bag space was a luxury at this point, and I started having to delete things. Hopefully, finding the spindle and being able to make linen would allow us to make bigger bags. Mushrooms weren't the only flora that the elixir had animated. Fortunately for us, the flowers were stationary. They did have quite a range, though. Unfortunately for them, our bows had even better range. Despite the dangers of the area, it was actually quite a lovely spot. Lots of big old trees and a path suggesting that it used to lead between settlements. I wonder where this is leading us. At the very least, the place was providing us plenty of boar meat. Ah, the abandoned hunter's camp. Just what we've been looking for. And, as Gus put it, no wonder it's abandoned. Now, we just have to find what we came for. The hand spindle. And success! We finally had the hand spindle. We can finally make linen now. Yay! Now, we just needed to find our way back out of the cave. After a few minutes of wandering, and not finding much else, we finally found the entrance to the cave again. Ah, fresh air and sunlight. Now that our goals had been accomplished, Gus was curious to explore and see something, so I followed him. Ah, that's what he wanted to see. Well, that's a big old building. Definitely not a house. It's a tavern. Blue Goblet Tavern. I wonder what it's doing out here in the middle of nowhere. Certainly a nice location. We decided it would make a good second base. Although, from the sounds of things, we'd have to evict the current tenants first. A new armor piece for me. A wizard chest. With the hat and gloves we found already, that means I have 3 of the 5 pieces I need. Once we were certain all the mobs were cleared from the area, we set down a flame altar and headed home to base, happy with the results of our trip. All in all, Gus and I had a very fun little adventure, but most importantly, we got the things we set out to do accomplished. We have the hand spindle, we have the new building blocks, and now we own a tavern. Let's go take a quick look at it, shall we? Of course, we have the nice big open room here. We have the bar and kitchen, We have a nice back patio. I like that. We have multiple upstairs spaces for seating, including this one, which seems to be a little private area, perhaps for more noble guests. And then more space here. And because it's not just a tavern, it is an inn, we have 1, 2, 3 bedrooms. It's going to take a lot of work. And a couple of nice little balconies, too. I like that. But yeah, it's going to take a lot of work. Should be a lot of fun for me. I'll enjoy fixing the place up, making it livable. We could even give all the crafters their own space. That would be nice. I can already imagine it all in my head. But, of course, we will leave that for when it's done. So next time, well, we'll see how much progress I've made on the bases, and we'll see what sort of adventures Gus and I get into next. Until then, bye for now.